South Point is also proud to provide a variety of relaxing amenities for the guests who want to be pampered. Soak up the sun and let your stress melt away in our lagoon-style paradise swimming pool. A relaxing getaway where you can bask in the desert sun and enjoy seasonal food and bar service poolside. We have 11 amazing restaurants featuring a wide variety for every price range and appetite. South Point's Garden Buffet has something for everyone at unbeatable prices. Or, if hunger strikes in the middle of the night, join us at Coronado Cafe. The American menu offers breakfast, lunch, or dinner 24 hours a day, plus a Chinese kitchen for authentic Chinese dishes from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. From steak and eggs to wonton soup, it's fast and friendly service 24/7. When you need a quick pick-me-up, you can find it at our state-of-the-art Starbucks just inside the main South Point entrance. Order ahead with the Starbucks app for easy mobile order pickups. Or enjoy your favorites in the relaxing dining area anytime, day or night. If you love Mexican food, Baja Miguel's has all of your south-of-the-border favorites. There are dozens of classics to choose from, like fajitas, ceviche, chimichangas, tacos, and more. And for spirit lovers, Baja's colorful non-smoking tequila bar is right outside.
Hi, I'm Kurt Angle. I represented the United States in the Olympics in 1996 and won a gold medal. Then I parlayed that into a pro wrestling career. I saw a commercial a few years ago.
Tunnel to Towers Foundation made a promise.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation is paying off the mortgages for Gold Star families with young children. I thought, this is really cool. I want to be a part of it. My dad served in the Army for 30 years. We didn't have a lot of money, but he made sure we had what we needed. He set a great example for all of us. He died in a construction accident my freshman year in high school. When he died, we didn't have any income coming in, and we ended up being forced to move out of our house. I was devastated. So I understand what these families are going through, and to have an organization like Tunnel to Towers come in and pick you up and carry you and give you a home to live in, I think that's just amazing. I'd like to ask you to donate $11 a month to support these efforts by going to t2t.org or calling 1-844-BRAVEST.
The Southern California Thoroughbred Racing Circuit is back at Los Alamitos Racecourse with 9 great days of racing starting on Friday, June 20th. The opening weekend will feature the $100,000 Bertrando Stakes. Plus, the summer meet will include the running of the Los Alamitos Derby on Saturday, June 28th. We'll also have a holiday racing program on Friday, 4th of July. And our on-track handicapping contest will be on Saturday, June 28th. Daytime racing returns to Los Alamitos. Opening day is Friday, June 20th.
The following is a Race Day Las Vegas presentation in association with Siraco Productions Limited on the Race Day Las Vegas Radio Network.
Live from the gaming capital of the world, time for Race Day Las Vegas, covering the sport of kings with a Las Vegas perspective. Now to the race desk with your host, Ralph Siraco.
From the backstretch to the turf club, at the racebooks and on the internet, to all horse players around the world, a good morning.
All righty, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Race Day Las Vegas radio program. We come to you live and direct from the gaming capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada, right here at our studio station at the South Point Hotel Casino Complex on Las Vegas Boulevard in the gaming capital. And, of course, at the South Point streaming network at YouTube. We welcome you to the show. In case you're listening to us on any other platform, you got to try out going to YouTube. Just go to YouTube. When you get to the page, you type in South Point Studios. That'll get you to the South Point Studios streaming, and then you'll see our icon. You press on our icon, and then you get to our page. And on our page, of course, on the right-hand side is all of the people that are chatting away in the chat box, and you can join them in the community of the chat box of Race Day Las Vegas by simply subscribing. You hit the little icon that says subscribe. It is free of charge. And once you get the subscription in, you can start jumping in and chatting. And people are chatting away already on this show for this Saturday morning. We welcome you to the Race Day Show. And we welcome all of the other listeners out there that are running around town this morning, maybe listening to us on our anchor radio station, Sports Talk 1400 AM and 107.1 FM. And then, of course, all our websites, racedaylasvegas.com, .vegas.world, .global. iPhone, Android, and Google phone covered with your apps, the KSHP app, and, of course, the YouTube app, and anywhere you get your podcasting as well. Simply put, however, wherever, whenever. Welcome to the Race Day Show for this Saturday. It's kind of a neat little Saturday because it's kind of like a kickback Saturday. Yeah, there's a lot of great racing going around. Of course, as it always is, you know, as horse players as we are, all we want are good, full fields and competitive racing. Now, of course, we value and appreciate and just go crazy when we have those big, days of racing with big stakes horses and all that. But on a day like today, and there's a few great stakes races out there as well, one at Los Alamitos today, it's just fun to get in and get right down and dirty and get into handicapping and betting some of the races because there's value out there. And that's really what this Saturday is all about. Now, when you're talking about looking ahead, as far as, next Saturday, well, on next Saturday, we'll start early on Friday when Penn National will finally, hopefully, cross our fingers with the weather, get their 4 big stakes races they've been trying for like almost a half a month now to get, which is headed up by the Penn Mile, the Penn Oaks, the Leafard, and the Alphabet Soup. Those races are also rescheduled now for this coming Friday on the 27th. And then, of course, on the 28th, 1 week from today, big day of racing in Churchill Downs. You have the Stephen Foster and the Fleur de Lis, both Breeders' Cup win-in-your-in type races, and a multitude of stakes races there. Laurel Park is going to have a lot of stakes races that are highlighted by the Frank J. DeFrancis Memorial Dash, etc. And, of course, Los Alamitos will also have a big stakes race there as well. And at Los Alamitos will be the Los Alamitos Derby. But coming up today, as far as the races, the stakes races are concerned, we got the Chicago Stakes, a very interesting race out at Churchill Downs. And, of course, Canterbury Park's going to have some stakes races there as well. Los Alamitos will feature the Bertrando, and Belmont at Aqueduct will have one of those New York Stallion Stakes Series races as well. So, looking ahead, interesting handicapping for sure around the country. And it was interesting handicapping yesterday as well. Looking at Los Alamitos on opening day of the L.A. County Fair meet there. It started out in the first race. Remember when Bob Mazursky was with us, we were talking about 2 horses in the first race that have amassed winning records. And the one that I was talking about, Jerry Spirit, who had won 3 races in a row, was going for his 4th win in a row. And he got it yesterday in the first race of the meet. Jerry Spirit won won the race, but he veered out in the middle of the track really bad. And you didn't know if he was trying to get to the winner's circle before he got to the finish line. But in any case, he stood straight enough as far as staying within the barriers of the racetrack and not interfering with anybody because he was out there clear and won the race anyhow. Jerry Spirit for Armando Ayuso and Tim Yakteen, a $4 winner there, the favorite in the first race, making 4 wins in a row for that optional claiming horse. And then in the second race, Jerry J's pick that we had on our show, our interpretation of his pick, his key horse ran second, so he got the reverse exactly when his link-up won. The link-up, Constant Conflict, Edwin Maldonado aboard, won and paid $11.60, and Jerry's horse finished second. And so the $1 exacta there paid $27.80. Not a bad payoff for a buck. Jerry's Power Page play finishing second. And, of course, as we always tell you, with the link-ups, you always reverse. If you want to do the exactas, you always reverse, so you can be a little bit wrong and still make money. Then in the fourth race, the big upset came of the day. This was the fourth race. Remember, there were 8 races on the card yesterday at Los Alamitos, which means the fourth race connected the early pick 4, the early pick 5, and the pick 6. And in the fourth race, Top Stitch went out on the lead and bottomed out the field by going wire to wire in a huge upset. Biggest, longest price on the board. Top Stitch paid $97.60 for a $2 win bet at Los Al. You completed the fifth race with Angie's Tipsy, giving David Cohen his first win ever at Los Alamitos for trainer Steve Sherman. It paid $7.20 in that race. The early pace setter in the race, Queen of Jazz, had the lead, and right about mid-stretch, just sold out, tried to jump over the inner railing and went over the inner railing, and the jockey went over as well. Good news, the horse and jockey were fine, but that left kind of a crazy finish in that fifth race, and David Cohen got the win there for Steve Sherman. First Los Al win for David Cohen. David Cohen is coming back to Southern California, and he's going to be riding there in Southern California for a while. So congratulations to him, $7.20. Now, the 50-cent pick 5, the only pick 5 they have at Los Alamitos, the early 50-cent pick 5. Here's the prices. 4 even, $11.60, 4 even, then $97.60 and $7.20. That $97 horse produced that 50-cent pick 5 payoff of $12,573.20. And the pick 4, remember, it's a dollar pick 4 now, encompassing that big price winner as well, paid $8,076.40. So when some people say there's nothing but favorites win, at Los Al, wasn't the case yesterday, at least in that particular race. Then, of course, we go to the sixth race. Doug O'Neill got together with Antonio Fresu to win and pay $5 even. And then in the eighth and final race, Jarama with Kazuchi Kimura aboard, won. John Lendo's pick on the show. Jarama paid $6.20, and it was Kimura's first Los Al win as well. So David Cohen and Kazuchi Kimura both had their first wins at Los Alamitos yesterday on opening day. By the way, John Lendo's Lendo Report had, as we tell you all the time, that he has suggested late pick 4 on the sheet every day. Well, his late pick 4 at Los Alamitos hit. It was a $24 layout, and the dollar pick 4 came back $364.80 on Lendo's Lendo Report. Nobody had the pick 6. Wonder why? $96 winner, that's why. 5 out of 6 paid $239, so you got a small carryover in the pick 6 for day 2 at Los Alamitos. As far as Belmont at Aqueduct is concerned, you had several jockeys that had a couple of winners. Jose Lezcano won a couple of races. He won the third race for Phil Serpy at $15.20, and then came back in the seventh race for Linda Rice, paying $3.30. Joel Rosario had back-to-back wins. He won the fourth race for Dick Dutrow Jr., paying $3.20, came back in the fifth race for I.K. Cantamarci, paying $13.60. And Eric Cancel won the last 2 races on the card. He won the 8th race with Jerry J's pick. Remember now, what I'm trying to do is interpret off of Jerry J's Power Pages picks for you as I think he would do it. And so we suggested the 8th race yesterday at Aqueduct as the play. The play was Tour Jeté. Tour Jeté went wire to wire in a tour of 1 mile and 3/8 under Eric Cancel for Bill Morley and paid $20.80 for the win. Jerry J's play, $20.80 winner. One of his link-ups ran second, so that exacta paid $27 for a buck. And another one of his link-ups ran third, and the 50-cent trifecta there paid $32.62. So way to go, Jerry J's Power Page. Cancel won the last race for his 2 in a row at $6.80 for Brittany Russell, and the pick 6 paid $12,293. Churchill Downs yesterday. Ired Ortiz Jr. got to Churchill Downs yesterday. He was over there a little bit early. He won the second race for Wesley Ward on a 2-year-old on the turf. So Ired comes out to ride a Wesley Ward horse, a 2-year-old in the 5-furlong turf race yesterday. Churchill, the horse, his name is Longshoreman. That horse paid $3.06. So we wonder if he got sold on that one. Keith Asmussen and his father Steve got together to win the 3rd race at paying $5.70. Rafael Bejarano was the only jockey that had more than 1 win. He won the 4th race for Marcelino Salas, paying $6.32. Came back in the 9th and final for Chris Hartman, paying $4.72. And John Lendo's play. You're going to love this. John Lendo's play in the 6th race, S-Mark. Now, S-Mark was 15-1 on the morning line. 15-1. He wins the race in a driving finish with Luis Saez aboard for Vicky Oliver and paid $5.68 to win. From 15-1 down to 9-5. But a winner is a winner. Thanks a lot, John Lendo, for that. And, of course, John Lendo also gave us that winner there at Churchill Downs. Finally, remember I was telling you Paco Lopez winning races by the bunch at Monmouth Park. Well, yesterday, as we alluded to when we did the menu, he had was riding in 7 races yesterday at Monmouth in an 8-race card, the first 7 races. And out of those 7 races, he was aboard 5 favorites. The tally yesterday, he won 5 of the 7 races he rode in yesterday, paying prices of $340, $420, $260, $240, and $380. Paco has a 5-bagger yesterday at Monmouth, and he's got more. He's riding more favorites today by the shores of New Jersey. Quick check of some of the news. Mark Glatt is shipping a few runners to Churchill Downs for the big races on the 28th. Those stakes races we're talking about, the Stephen Foster, the Fleur de Lis, etc. So Glatt's going to have some entries into the big racing card on the 28th of June at Churchill Downs. Woodbine tomorrow. Now, these are weather-related stories here. Woodbine tomorrow is going to set their first post time now at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. That's 1 o'clock our time, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. They're changing it due to extreme heat forecast. They say it's going to be 91 degrees at Woodbine tomorrow. Now, that is not extremely hot here, but it is there, so much so that they're going to back up the post time so they can run a lot of races under the lights when the sun goes down. And they say it has a 30% chance of rain as well. So their post time is going to be backed up because of extreme heat at Woodbine tomorrow. As far as cancellations are concerned, and again, due to the weather tomorrow, on Sunday, they've already put in for cancellations at Hawthorne and Delaware Park. So Hawthorne and Delaware Park will not have any racing tomorrow. They've already canceled their races there. And this is closing day at Ascot, the Royal Ascot meeting there. Here's some of the winners of the stakes races over the last 2 days at Ascot. The King Edward the 7th Stakes was won by Amalak. Amalak won it. Zarahan was second, and Galveston was third. In the Coronation Stakes, winner there was Sir Scene That winner in the Coronation Stakes at Grade 1. Zariangana was second, and a horse called January finished third. In the Commonwealth, Grade 1 Commonwealth, Time for Sandals wins, an Irish bred there. A nice win by Time for Sandals in the Commonwealth. Arizona Blaze was second, and Rayev Kava was third. Rayev Kava was third. And in the Albany Stakes, Grade 3 there, Venetian Sun wins that one over Awaken and Valentina. Those were the stakes races run the last couple of days at Ascot, and of course they're underway with their final card today at Royal Ascot as we speak. All right, on today's show we got Jonathan Ardoon, Rich Eng, John Lendo, and Jerry J's Picks, and Bob Mazursky for Los Alamitos and your racing menu. All that stuff happens next as we take our first break. And don't forget that you can get to the Race Day Las Vegas page on YouTube. It's subscribe, and you can start chatting away on our chat box as the horses continue to work out in the morning hours around the country. We'll be right back.
South Point Casino has plenty of attractions for the whole family. Catch a movie. Our 16-screen movie theater includes 2 XD Extreme screens for the ultimate in viewing, sound, and luxury. After the show, treat the family to a variety of treats at our old-fashioned ice cream parlor, Kate's Corner. We scoop up a variety of creamy concoctions, including smoothies, hand-dipped cones, milkshakes, malts, sodas, and sundaes. At Kate's, there's something for everyone. And if you've still got time to spare, our bowling center might be right up your alley. Voted Best of Las Vegas, it's a great place for friends and family fun. 64 lanes, a pro shop, snack bar, and arcade. And while the kids are bowling, you can play slots and sip on a drink in the Alley Cat Lounge while overlooking the lanes. For our more serious and professional bowlers, the South Point is also home to a separate tournament bowling plaza.
The Southern California Thoroughbred Racing Circuit is back at Los Alamitos Racecourse with 9 great days of racing starting on Friday, June 20th. The opening weekend will feature the $100,000 Bertrando Stakes. Plus, the summer meet will include the running of the Los Alamitos Derby on Saturday, June 28th. We'll also have a holiday racing program on Friday, 4th of July. And our on-track handicapping contest will be on Saturday, June 28th. Daytime racing returns to Los Alamitos. Opening day is Friday, June 20th.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas. How's the weather, you ask? Well, I'll tell you. Here in Las Vegas, we can label our town today Windy City number 2 because it's going to be windy out there today. It's going to be windy here in Las Vegas. Right now, we're 82 degrees, and the wind's already starting to whip up. We're going to get to 99. We're not going to get to 100 today. We're going to get to 99 in Vegas, but it's going to be windy all day, so batten down the hatches if you got stuff outside in your yard before it blows away into the clear blue sky. In any case, that's the weather here, but it's always fast, firm, and perfect in the book, and that's what it will be, so everything's okay for that. As far as the weather around, the temperatures around the country, well, you got Miami at 87, and then New York City, 90 degrees today. Woof, 90 degrees in New York, wow. Chicago is going to be windy there as well. That's the real windy city. Chicago, 97 degrees. It's pretty hot for that place. And, of course, L.A., 76 degrees. Going to be a nice day for racing out at Los Alamitos. 76 degrees. That's just about the perfect temperature. And, of course, Phoenix, Arizona, still the hottest place in the nation right now at 106 in Phoenix. As far as the precipitation is concerned, right now around the country, it doesn't look bad for the racing today. But as I said, you've already got those cancellations for tomorrow due to weather and heat conditions already. So we'll wait and see what happens there for those places tomorrow. In any case, so let's get started with your racing menu today. The racing menu, as we broadcast it each and every day, reflect the start times, the first post times in the Pacific time zone, because that's where we're at here in Las Vegas. If you're coming out to play the races at our South Point race book, these will be the first post times that will roll out in the book. If you're listening anywhere else in any other time zone around the world and not in the Pacific time zone, adjust from or to the Pacific time zone to whatever one you're in. You'll tweak it out, and then you'll have your post times right for where you're at, so you don't miss anything like I miss Mom and Dad, okay? We begin the racing menu with Laurel Park. Laurel Park has 9 races and pretty full fields most of the time here at Laurel. Laurel Park's first post time is at 9:10, 9:10 at Laurel today. Belterra Park is next. Belterra Park has 8 races, and they have a super high 5 carryover at Belterra Park of $14,240. $14,240 in Belterra Park's super high 5 carryover. 8 races today, first post time 9:35. Delaware Park has 8 races today. Delaware Park's first post time is at 9:35, 9:35 at Delaware Park today. And then you go to Gulfstream Park. Gulfstream Park has 11 races. 11 races today at Gulfstream Park. Their Rainbow Pick 6 jackpot carryover, $22,934. And a first post time at Gulfstream for the 11 races today is set at 9:50. Monmouth Park, Shores of New Jersey, has 9 races. Monmouth Park's Pick 6 jackpot carryover, $18,389. Paco Lopez is riding 8 races today, the first 8 races out of the 9-race card. Of those 8 races, Paco sits on 6 morning line favorites. We'll wait and see what he does today. Monmouth Park has 9 races in the first post time of 9:50. 9:50 today at Monmouth, with that carryover in their Pick 6 jackpot of $18,000 plus. Woodbine is next. Woodbine Racecourse has a Pick 6 jackpot carryover of $5,901. Their Super High 5 jackpot carryover is $24,347. They have 11 races today, 11 at Woodbine. The feature race is the Alley Wow Stakes for 3-year-old fillies on the turf at 6.5 furlongs. That'll be the 7th of the 11. 9 go to the post in that one, and the morning line favorite, Love Survey, at 2-1 on the morning line. Woodbine's first post time is at 10:05. Belmont at Aqueduct. Belmont at Aqueduct today has 11 races as well. So Belmont at Aqueduct, 11 races. Right now it's sunny. Going to be 83 degrees at post time, 85 degrees throughout the day. So it's going to be a warm day there at Belmont at Aqueduct. The track is labeled fast. The turf courses are firm. The outer turf course hosting races 6 and 10. The inner turf course will have races 5, 8, and 11. And first post time is at 10:10 at Aqueduct. And also, real quick, on that 10 races at Belmont at Aqueduct, you do have a feature race. It's one of the New York Stallion Stakes series. It's the 6th race on the card on the outer turf course at 6 furlongs for 3-year-olds. In that race, you have 8 in it. And before any scratches, the big 4 to 5 favorite in there is Friend of the Devil. And that is the 6th on the card. Belmont at Aqueduct, first post time, 11 races, is at 10:10. Los Alamitos, day 2 at Los Alamitos. Now remember, they have a carryover in the Pick 6. Nobody hit it yesterday. So Los Alamitos, a Pick 6 carryover, regular Pick 6 too. $10,860, $10,860 in the Los Alamitos Thoroughbred meet carryover. 9 races today. First post time is at 1 o'clock. The feature race, as we said, is the Bertrando for 3-year-olds and up, going a mile. It'll be the 8th race of the 9 on the card. 7 go to the post before any scratches. And number 7, Kings River Knight, is the prohibitive 2 to 5 favorite. Juan Hernandez aboard there. The ever-consistent Kings River Knight, favorite in the Bertrando. First post time at Los Alamitos is at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Then we have Emerald Downs, their Pick 6 jackpot carryover, $17,879, 8 races, first post time 150. Churchill Downs has one of those twilight cards again today. The first post time at Churchill Downs today is at 3 p.m. Pacific time. So you'll be having dinner and going into the evening before the 11 races are over at Churchill Downs. 11 races today at Churchill. First post time is 3 p.m. Pacific. The 9th race, the Chicago Stakes, will be under the lights, no doubt about it. That $300,000 grade 2 at 7 furlongs for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and up sees a field of 11. Way too early for any scratches right now. The 5 to 2 favorite there is Emery with Florent Garreau. But you do have Irad Ortiz Jr. there riding Vahava. Luis Saez has him out. My Main Squeeze. Flavian Pratt is there riding Zaitlos. Zaitlos, of course, a big a horse at 8-1 on the morning line has a big chance in that. I'll ask Jonathan about that in a couple of minutes. Churchill Downs first post time is 3 p.m. And they've got that big carryover still going in their Pick 6 jackpot. $875,505 in the Pick 6 jackpot carryover at Churchill Downs for today. And a first post time is at 3 p.m. for their 11 races. Canterbury Park has 8 races. They got the 3 stakes races. The Brookfields Mile goes as the 3rd. The Lady Canterbury will be the 5th. The Canterbury Derby will be the 6th. 8 races today at Canterbury Park. First post time is at 3 p.m. 3 p.m. at Canterbury. Evangeline Downs has 9 races. Evangeline Downs has a first post time for their 9 races at 3:30. Charlestown has 9 races. Their Pick 6 jackpot carryover is $61,044. $61,044 in the Charlestown carryover in their Pick 6. 4 p.m. first post for their 9 races at Charlestown. And, of course, Prairie Meadows also starts at 4 p.m. Their Pick 5 jackpot carryover, $20,692. They've got 10 races today, 7 thoroughbreds and 3 quarter horses. And they are the thoroughbred stakes race is the 9th race on the card. It's the John Wayne Stakes at 6 furlongs for colts and geldings, 3-year-olds and up. That's the 9th on the card at Prairie Meadows. First post time is also at 4 p.m. And then we wrap it up with the second session today at Los Alamitos, the Los Alamitos nighttime quarter horse racing, where they'll have 8 races tonight. First race will be a thoroughbred, but the last 7 will be quarter horses. And Los Alamitos, again, with a first post time of 6:15 this evening, 6:15 at Los Al. For their second of 2 cards today. Let's go out to Jonathan Ardoon real quick. Jonathan, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How are you?
I'm doing fine, my man. All I could say is that it's going to be a little hot in your part of the country today, huh?
Yeah, I would say Belmont at Aqueduct may be in jeopardy tomorrow, to be honest with you. They're expecting it to be like 98 degrees.
Ooh.
So with the humidity, it's brutal, and they don't like to race under those conditions. Just one note, Delaware does not run Sunday, Ralph. They canceled Wednesday's card already, and they're running that back on Friday.
Well,
because you said we're canceling tomorrow.
I know that, and that's what Equibase gave us. Equibase said they were canceled. They said they were canceled on Sunday. So I don't know if they were expecting.
We're correcting it. By the way, congratulations to my fellow handicappers. Really a terrific day, and John giving out 2 winners, and Jerry J may consider staying on vacation as long as you're reading his power page so well. So congratulations.
I just tried to read the power page and look as a player would for some value in the pick. That's all. I don't know what his criteria is. I'm sure it is the same thing. He keeps espousing value. So that's what I'm trying to do. That's all. But that was a nice winner yesterday. And Jonathan, you'll get started. Not a problem. We understand that. And by the way, John Lindo not only had 2 selections and 2 picks on the show yesterday. One, it got bet down ridiculously from 15-1. But his sheet also had the late pick 4 at Los Alamitos. Now, I know it was a $1 bet, but still, for those prices of those last 4 races.
Really a terrific payout for those prices. They really were really
good.
Good.
300 and change for those. It was a very surprising and pleasantly, I might add.
Yes.
In any case, Churchill Downs, by the time they get to the feature race, you'll probably be in bed. But nevertheless, the Chicago Stakes is the 9th race on the card of 11, and their first post time is at 3 o'clock Pacific, so that means 6 o'clock Eastern time. 7 furlongs, fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and up, and I think a very interesting and competitive field.
Yeah, we discussed it a few days ago, Ralph. That's why I didn't send it out as an official play. But since you brought it up, I'm going to make it one of my radio plays. And I really like the number 9 horse in here, My Main Squeeze, a 4-year-old filly from the Mike Maker barn. She's a New York bred, shipping to Churchill to run in this race. She's 2 for 2 at Churchill. She draws a good outside box. She's listed at 5-1 on the morning line. You're going to get every bit of it with Emery and Vahava in the race. The horse you mentioned, Zalto, certainly has a chance at a price, but I think she'll be shorter with Flavian Pratt riding for Steve Asmussen. But my top pick in there is number 9, My Main Squeeze.
Now, I want everybody to understand that that's why you got to watch and listen to and to be on listening to us every race day, because he mentioned this earlier. Because a lot of people only listen on the weekend because of their working or whatever, I asked you that because I knew I could fish that out of you again, and the listeners love this. But in any case, make sure if you can't listen or watch during the week because you're preempted by work or whatever, go and go to YouTube later on and watch it later on, because I did this just for you guys, because he likes number 9, my main squeeze in the 9th race at Churchill Downs. That's the feature race. As far as your official other picks on the show, Jonathan.
Well, let's go to race number 5 at Aqueduct. There's a 1.16 on the turf, and I like the number 9 horse in here, War Officer. This is a 5-year-old gelding from the Todd Pletcher barn. Kendrick Carmouche aboard to ride because Irad Ortiz is out of town. This horse is listed at 9-2 on the morning line. He's really in terrific form now, a second and 2 wins out of his last 3 starts. He's going to work out a good trip in here. I like number 9, War Officer, 9-2 on the morning line to win today's 5th race.
Kendrick Carmouche, the George Wolfe Memorial winner of this year, aboard in the 5th race, the anchor in the early pick 5 and early pick 4 at Belmont at Aqueduct. In that 5th race, number 9, War Officer, is Jonathan's pick, and I know he's got one at Los Al.
I do. The 6th race today, 5.5 furlongs on their main track. I like the number 8 horse in here, Fast Service. 4-year-old gelding from the Tim McKenna barn. One thing about yesterday, Ralph, the track was dead even. You could win from behind. You could win on the lead. This horse cuts back in distance today. 7-2 on the morning line. Kazuchi Kimura, who had his first win at Los Al yesterday, gets another one here. Number 8, Fast Service, wins today's 6th race out at Los Alamitos.
All right, Los Alamitos. Full field of 12, too, in that 6th race at 5.5 furlongs. You like the 8 Fast Service, Sincerely hope he services us with a win, with a fast win today. The 8 in the 6th race. There is, however, it was a fair track yesterday at Los Alamitos, except for one exception. You had to stay on the course. You couldn't leave the course.
He tried to commit suicide. I don't know what he did. He just smashed into the. Thank God the jockey got up and walked away.
Yeah.
That looked very scary, Ralph.
Yeah, he just launched himself right over the inner railing, down the long home stretch. But thank goodness everything was fine, and just another spectacular example of how dangerous this sport is for those jockeys. All right, thanks a lot. Remember, you got 3 sheets today: Los Alamitos, Belmont at Aqueduct, and at Churchill Downs if you want to stay up until the midnight hour.
JONHARDOON.com. Thank you, Ralph. Stay safe and be well.
Thank you, my man. Same to you. And Jonathan, we'll talk to you tomorrow. And now we're going to go to Southern California, where Bob Mazursky is standing by. Bob, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How are you today?
I'm doing fine, my man. A little bit of everything yesterday at Los Al, but the handicappers all come to the same agreement that was a very fair racetrack to be running on yesterday.
No, absolutely. We had, it looked like at the beginning of the day, Speed was going to do well. Then we had a horse come from the clouds to win, the Doug O'Neill Maiden 6-hoof, 7-hoof. We had a big upset in the Top Stitch, winning at $97. And because of that, we have a carryover. We had a couple jockeys win their first ever races at Los Al. David Cohen on Angie's Tipsy, and then Kazuchi Kimura in the last race for Tim Yakteen, who had a double yesterday, Jarama. So, yeah, a little bit of everything yesterday.
Yeah, it was really fun to watch. It was really fun to certainly bet those races yesterday at Los Al. It was refreshing to get some full fields. And you got, again, full fields today. Searching and looking for the 8th race, of course, that's the Bertrando Stakes at $100,000 at a mile on the main for 3-year-olds and up. A field of 7, and the horse breaking from the outside in the 7 post is the big favorite Kings River Knight, based on his very consistent record with Juan Hernandez aboard.
Yeah, he deserves to be the favorite, no doubt. He's 2 for 2 at Los Al. He won this race 2 years ago, also won the E.B. Johnson that same year. He's versatile. He doesn't have to be in front. He can win on the grass. He can win on the dirt. So, yeah, everything looks right for him. He should be very, very tough in this spot. That's why he's 2-5 on the morning line.
Bob, if we succumb, let's say, to that favorite and say, okay, he's going to win the race there, We're going to try to make chicken feathers out of chicken soup. We got to maybe punch 1 or 2 horses underneath as an exacta at prices. What would you say?
Well, my long shot would be Freeport Joe. I believe he's the number 3 horse. I don't have my form right in front of me, but I think he might be a horse. He chased Kings River Knight on the grass. He's an old pro. He won a lot of races back in the day for Gloria Haley. And I just think his style, he might be able to just sit back and make one run, because a lot of the horses that are shorter prices on the morning line or have tactical speed, I think he might be a horse that can lag and that just pick up some pieces.
Now, that is number 2, Freeport Joe. 20-1 on the morning line there. Asael Espinosa is going to ride that horse, the 2 horse there. So if you punch a 7-2 and the 2 can kind of pick up the pieces behind him, we turned it into a nice little exacta payoff, maybe.
No, that's the hope, is that would be the one I would give a shot to. You know, Cowboy Mike's he's a speed horse. I think he might get tired chasing him. Mr. Disrespectful is the second choice on the morning line. He's another horse that's going to be prominent early. So if they try to run with Kings River Knight, they might get tired, and a horse like Freeport Joe could come running along.
And, I saw several horses yesterday that got up along the rail. That long stretch got up along the rail to finish second to make some of the exactas pay off as well. So that could be a route for him.
No, absolutely. We had a lot of, you're right. We had a lot of horses underneath. Were big prices yesterday. We had a 90-1 shot run third that behind the 2 favorites in the 6-hoof, 7-hoof race. You know, going viral as a second choice in the race. He ran second, and then we had a 90-1 shot pick up the piece to run third. So, we had a lot of horses underneath that made the trifectas pretty nice.
And when you talk about prices of $725, even $12.80 and $620, none of them outlandish whatsoever, and you get a pick 4 payoff that pays $364 and change. That's nice.
No, that is, especially that's what the $1 increment does, I think, because it forces people to handicap a little more. When you have 50-cent tickets, you can spread a little more. This you have to make some decisions and cut down, and that's why you sometimes get these inflated pick 4 payoff and pick trifecta payoffs.
All right, Bob, time to go to work. Where's your pick for today?
I'm going to go to the 5th race. I like number 7, Brazen Touch. He comes off a win at night after a very long layoff, and I think she's run up 1 year in the afternoon already. I think she doesn't have to be in front. There's a lot of nighttime horses in here that are going to show speed, so I think she can maybe sit just off and get the job done for Paula Gary. Number 7 in race 5, Brazen Touch.
All right, that is the anchor and the only pick 5, the early pick 5 at Los Alamitos Thoroughbred, the 5th race. Also the anchor and the early pick 4. 5th race.
That is correct.
5th race, number 7, Brazen Touch. 7 Brazen Touch to win the 5th under for Bob Mazursky for the show. And of course, Bob, they can get the rest of your stuff at many different places.
Yeah, today'sracingdigest.com every day, Southern California selections, and I do a graded handicap for the Southern California News Group papers, which includes the LA Daily News, Orange County Register, Pasadena Star News, among others.
Well, let's keep the mojo going. It was a fun day of racing yesterday at Los Al. Looks like it's going to be another great day of competition there again today, and we will talk to you tomorrow.
Sounds good, Ralph. Take care. Have a good luck today.
Thank you, sir. Same to you. And, of course, we will be right back with Rich Eng, John Lendo, and Jerry J's Power Page plays. Don't go away.
Here we are in Houston, opening up our first veteran village. This beautiful building that's going to house 161 homeless veterans. Any veteran that risked their lives and are struggling with PTSD, mental illness, addiction. We're also building what I call comfort homes, 500 square foot homes. These are for older homeless veterans, so they have their own space, and give them back some of their dignity, some of their independence, and most certainly give them back their life. Go to T2T.org to learn how you can change a veteran's life forever.
If you're celebrating a special occasion or just love fine dining, you're in the right place. Come experience the crown jewel of South Point restaurants, Michael's Gourmet Room.
Welcome.
With over 600 different types of wines and magnificent dishes prepared tableside, you'll revel in the rich classic Vegas decor and the best black tie service in the world. This intimate gourmet room has earned accolades galore. Come to Michael's Gourmet Room for an unforgettable dining experience. Another famous restaurant is the Silverado Steakhouse, where you'll find the charm and service that discerning patrons require. From top quality steaks and chops to fresh seafood and desserts, you'll love the award-winning wine list and menu at Silverado Steakhouse. Steak lovers have even more options with primarily prime rib. Catering to hearty appetites, the menu features a variety of flavorful prime rib cuts, dry aged to ensure tenderness, and then seasoned and slowly roasted. Although prime rib is our specialty, it's not the only thing on the menu. There's something for everyone.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas, and now it's time to go out to Rich Eng standing by. Richie, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ralphie. Good morning, viewers. Good morning, listeners. I tell you what, Ralph, you are doing a fantastic job impersonating Jerry J.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to, but I look at it from the player's point of view, so I don't know if Jerry does the same. I'm sure he does because he's a player as well. So we're going to try to keep the mojo going for him, that's for sure. Interesting day yesterday at Los Al.
Yeah, it was a real potpourri. It wasn't all chalk. There was quite a few bombs. Some of them were kind of hard to unearth. But as the previous analysts talked about, it seemed like a fair enough racetrack where you could win on the lead or you could win from coming back. So it was a pretty good racing card. In all candor, I didn't do great. But, I bet the radio picks just like a lot of the listeners do. And sure made up for some of my dumb plays, but thanks for the winners that you and John Lindo and others gave out.
Well, all you guys get your turn. We know one thing for sure: the stable of handicappers we got here at the Race Day Las Vegas show does the work. They do the work. They're hardworking there. They have a good handles on their systems and their handicapping. And you guys bet what you say when you say them on the show, and that's what counts. Put your money where your mouth is, and you guys do that. And we all know that in the end, there's certain circumstances that you can't predict ahead of time, and of course, that's racing luck as well. Real quick, give me a pick.
Race number 1, Ralph, is a very interesting 2-year-old baby race, 5 furlongs maiden special. Mm-hmm. The number 1 horse, if people were watching at TVG yesterday, Todd Schrupp described what this Run Fast Racing ownership is. It's a celebrity agent with some entertainment stars. He mentioned 50 Cent and Lil Wayne, and maybe John Lindo knows more about him, and they won their first race yesterday. This horse is going to be a big favorite in the first race, but I'm going to go with the tried and true Bob Baffert formula at Los Alamitos. So the number 6, St. Petersburg, 3-1 in the morning line with J.J. Juan Hernandez. Let's go with the 6, St. Petersburg, to upset the race 1, where I know the 1 horse is going to be way over it.
Well, we know that the celebrities are influencers of and within themselves, and they'll be betting as well. So you might have a lot of their influencer money on number 1 in the race, but you're going to take the tried and true Baffert Hernandez team of number 6, St. Petersburg. First race, Los Al. First post time, 1 o'clock. Pacific time. So we got our singleton in the opener for the only pick 5, number 6, St. Petersburg. And of course, you can get the rest of Richie's selections today for Los Alamitos at the racedaylasvegas.com websites. Thanks, Richie.
Hey, thanks, Rob. Good luck, everybody.
All right, one fast, quick break, and then we're back with Jerry's picks and John Lindo. So don't go away. We're not done yet.
South Point is also proud to provide a variety of relaxing amenities for the guests who want to be pampered. Soak up the sun and let your stress melt away in our lagoon-style Paradise swimming pool. A relaxing getaway where you can bask in the desert sun and enjoy seasonal food and bar service poolside. And if you really want to escape, come to Spa Costa del Sur. From couple suites to a co-ed wet area, our spa caters to business and leisure travelers who want to unwind and elevate their senses. A visit to one of our spa's steam, sauna, or whirlpool treatment rooms will leave any guest feeling like they can take on the world.
Sports by the book.
Sports by the book.
Sports by the book.
Sports by the book, South Point Studio.
This is the best sports betting network.
I would argue it is a total mismatch.
There's value with underdog prices in series.
I would lean to the under here.
My numbers are saying I got to bet the Tigers.
Two-way action.
When in doubt, we juice that favorite, that extra nickel.
Sports by the book, South Point Studio.
Forget about it. The best.
The Race Day Las Vegas Show, the only exclusive daily local media racing information source in Las Vegas.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas, and now it's time to try to interpret a few more winners for you off of Jerry J's Power Pages, and of course his Power Pages for Belmont at Aqueduct, available right now at jerryjspowerpage.com. Let's go to Belmont at Aqueduct. Just checked for the late scratches, so we were okay there. In the 8th race at Belmont at Aqueduct, Jerry's top-rated horse and a star horse is number 9, Bella Volce. Number 9, Bella Volce, 8-1 on the morning line with Jose Lascano aboard in the mile inner turf race. So we're going to use that horse, the 9 as the key in the 8th race. The link-ups will be numbers 1, 2, 3, and 6. 9 over 1, 2, 3, 6, and reverse. The 9 is the key in the 8th race at Belmont at Aqueduct. And then we'll go to Los Alamitos. And at Los Alamitos, we're going to go to Jerry's horse in the 4th race. In the 4th race, he has a star horse on number 5, Sabligado. Number 5, Sabligado, is the play here. Antonio Fresu aboard at 4-1 on the morning line. The 5 in the 4th race. The link-ups are 2, 3, and 4. Numbers 2, 3, and 4 with the 5. The 5 over 2, 3, and 4. Reverse it as well. And that's Jerry J's Power Pages off of the Power Pages for today's racing. Now let's get to John Lendo standing by. John, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, man, but you don't have to bet that much money on your horses. You're driving down the prices. That thing at Churchill Downs was ridiculous, 15-1 to 9-5.
Well, I knew the morning line was bad, but I was thinking more in lines of 4 or 5-1. I wasn't thinking 9-5, but you got the money, and it counts, so we'll take it.
Yes, and you got a better price in your pick in the last race at Los Alamitos as well, and that not only that $6.20 winner that you gave us in the last race at Los Al not only completed 2 picks and 2 winners for you yesterday, but it also completed your suggested late pick 4 at Los Alamitos that paid a handsome $364.80, which I thought was very generous for the prices that prevailed in that pick 4.
Yeah, the pools aren't quite as big as they are at Santa Anita, so if you can beat a couple of favorites, even with second choices, Ralph, those payoffs with the dollar minimum go way up. So that was nice. When I saw the will pays, I was smiling. I thought, well, we got a chance to make a nice number here.
Yeah, and you did. And like I said, the Linda Report, again for today, features all the races at Los Alamitos with the suggested late pick 4 and all the goodie information at the bottom. One complete Linda Report for Los Al, and a Linda Report that covers the late pick 5 at Churchill Downs today. So you have 2 Linda Reports, the late pick 5 at Churchill Downs, and of course a complete one at Los Al. Both of those sheets are available only in one place in this gaming capital. That's here in Las Vegas at the South Point Hotel Casino Racebook, because they love horse players here. Hey John, what are you quickly looking at Churchill Downs? You got a pick for us there?
Yeah, it's a twilight card that starts at 3:00. I like a horse in the 10th race, about 7:45 tonight our time.
Mm-hmm.
Got time to head out to the race book and make a wager there and go home and watch it.
Mm-hmm.
10th race at Churchill, number 3, David of Athens. Very good in breaking the maiden debut. The 3rd place finisher, Patch Adams, is now a grade 1 winner, so the field was stacked. He's working well for the return. Brendan Walsh uses his go-to guy, Luis Saez. You get 5-1 here. I think this is a horse with some talent. Number 3, David from Athens, race number 10 at Churchill Downs.
All right, 10th race at Churchill Downs, the number 3, David of Athens, the 3 and the 10th. That is, of course, right after the featured Chicago Stakes. You got anything that you think of about the Chicago?
I think that's a spread race. It's wide open because a couple of them favorites are vulnerable there. I'm 5 deep in that race, in that pick 5 that I have at the South Point, Ralph.
All right, you got it, my man. A very competitive Chicago Stakes there. And now we get to Los Alamitos and trying to parlay that last race winner to today.
Fifth race at Los Alamitos. Number 7, Brazen Touch. I like the way she came off a long layoff to win under the lights at Los Al. She's won under the daytime configuration, the 1 mile track. So the switch to the daytime is not going to bother her. If she moves forward at all off that good win, she can win right back. 3-1 on the program. Number 7, Brazen Touch, race 5, Los Alamitos.
All right, we've got a handicapper's good seal of approval in the fifth race. Bob Mazursky earlier came up with the same horse, so both of you guys land on number 7, Brazen Touch. The 7, Brazen Touch in the fifth race. That is the final race in the pick 5 and the early pick 4. Number 7 in the fifth race. And don't forget John Lendo's Lendo Report for all the rest of the stuff at Los Alamitos and a late pick 5 at a Churchill Downs available here at the South Point Racebook free of charge because they complimentary here because they love horse players here. It's really that simple. Well, it's going to be an interesting day of racing. John, quick observation of yesterday. It seemed like a fair track.
Very fair. They were winning on the lead, coming from dead last, inside and outside. It was fun, Ralph. And, just the change in venue, something that looks a little bit different. And Eric Garcia, who went over the rail in that fifth race, he limped into the ambulance. He didn't have any more mounts yesterday. I don't know his status for today, but I think he's all right.
All right. Let's hope he is. That's for sure. Safe trips, safe travels for all involved, the horses and the jockeys. That's our wish every day here from the Race Day Las Vegas show. And as we wrap up this show, I want to remind you, we'll be back tomorrow morning. God willing, creek don't rise. But in the meantime, there's only one more thing to say. John's going to say it.
Have a great race day, everybody.